Egusi soup originates from the Yoruba tribe of Nigeria. The word egusi is the name of a high-protein rich seed. Egusi soup was borrowed by the Igbo people from the Yoruba tribe. In today's video, you'll be learning firsthand from a Yoruba lady how to perfect your egusi soup making. This is your egusi powder already blended into a powdery form. You can toast it or blend it right away. For my protein of choice, I'll be using shaki, I'll be using cow meat, it just say the part that has isham, I'll be using pomo and some few intestine in the cow and everything all together. I like using the head of stockfish. It's also called oporoko, just because it has a very intense flavor it adds into my soup. I prefer the head, by the way. Then my pepper mixture, I have the tatashe, shombo, rodo, onions all mixed together. Tomato has no business in your egusi. Now in my crayfish powder, I love to use a lot of crayfish. I use crayfish in 2 batches in my soup, middle and almost the end. You will see as I progress in the video. I love using a good palm oil just to make the soup more beautiful. I'm using no beef because I'm using beef for this recipe. Then I have some fish native spice, just a combination of dry fishes I blended together. I'll post the recipe on my channel soon. Then vegetable of choice, I'm using ugu leaves and saintly. At times I add uziza, but for today's video I'm using just ugu leaves and saintly. This combination is always a hit back to back in egusi. You can try bitter leaf, you can try different kind of leaves. By the way, I forgot onions. Onions is so important when I'm trying to parboil my meat. So in my clean pot, I'm going to start add in my meat, my pomo, my ijase. That I'm using cow meat, by the way. So cow meat, my shaki and the rest, I add it into the pot. I go in next to add in my onions. As I said, I'm going to use it to boil the meat. There's never too much onions, and adding onions to your soup will not change the taste of your soup. It only amplify your taste of your food. So add the onions. I can see the stock later. Adding pepper, then I added in my seasoning cubes. I like adding pepper in boiling my meat because it just locks in the flavors of everything and just makes the meat juicy and the stock also very delicious. Try adding fresh peppers when next you're trying to parboil your meat and come back and thank me. I like to allow my meat to steam for a while before I add in water, so it can release a little juice it has, just so the flavor is the flavor of the meat is into the meat and the meat it's not tasteless. It has flavor in it, and I hope that will make sense. When it's boiling I've been boiling for about 30 minutes. I'm going to add in my stockfish head so it can also join in the boiling process so it can soften. By the way, I've already washed this stockfish. It was really dirty. Please take time to wash your stockfish very, very well. That being said, now we're starting to cook our egusi. I added palm oil into the pot and I already mixed my egusi with onion and a little water. You can mix your egusi with palm oil, you can mix it with the stock you use to boil the meat, you can mix it with egg. But for today's video, I mixed it with just onions and a little water to just thicken it up. Then I'm going to add it into the pot directly to the palm oil because I want it to fry. Cooking your egusi through the frying method, it is always 100/100 because frying it makes the egusi stick longer on fire, making it super flavorful and just so delicious. You may not be able to understand what I'm saying until you try it out, and you have to be patient because it's going to get burnt a little because you are frying it, like you are toasting it in a palm oil gradually, and as time goes on it will be sticking to your palm. But nevertheless, the end goal is what you're trying to achieve here. So I'm going to fry it gradually, and I covered it for a while. Then I'm adding my local spices, my local fishes that I blended together to also fry together. I'm trying to build up the flavor from the beginning. It's very important. If we've never tried making your egusi through the frying method, this is the pointer for you to do that now. Then you're going to achieve a gari texture from the egusi. Then you're going to add in, when you've added that crumbly texture, then you know it's time for you to add in your fresh pepper mix. Some people like to use smooth pepper, your choice. I like to use rough pepper mix and continue in the frying process. Make everything fry together and let the pepper also start getting done together with the egusi. You just have to be patient with it, and it always comes out very thick. The soup always comes out really rich. Then I'm going to add in all my rishi so they can all boil together. I'm going to add in my crayfish powder at this point. You know, I said I added my crayfish in 2 batches. This is the first time batch I'm adding my crayfish powder. I'm going to stir them all together gradually. Then you are free. If you don't have, I didn't have much stock. If you have stock, you can add your stock at this point, or you can add water. I added water to loosen mine, so it's not just so thick, it can be soupy as well. I added water at this point and I continue mixing it. You can see it's already looking divine. Your egusi will bank if you use this method. It is tested and trusted. I make egusi up to 3-4 times in a week, and it is always a hit back to back. My egusi game is bomb. Now I thought to come and show you guys how to make it. Then I'm going to add the crayfish again at almost to the end, because the egusi is like almost like 5 minutes to get ready. I always take my time to cook my egusi, because if egusi is not so done, it's tendency for it to purge whoever eats it. I'm starting to add in my ugu leaf, because ugu is tougher. I'm going to add my ugu leaf. Then I'm going to garnish add in my scent leaf, then give it a proper stir. I'm already salivating just doing a voice over this video, because the soup was super delicious. Everywhere was smelling so nice. You have to try this recipe and let me know in the comment section what the outcome was. I'm going to drop the ingredients again in the caption. Do well to watch this video closely, because making your egusi this way is always a game changer. It looks so nice, so delicious, and what will be pairing with this soup? Because for me, pounded yam or pupuru or lafun or eba. Thank you for watching. Bye.